Hey guys, what's new, what's good and what is going on, and welcome back to another video. So what I've got for you today is a Walking Dead theory video. So if you do like this type of content, please leave a like so I know to make more of this for you guys. And if you do like Destiny, check out my channel, I've got some Destiny content on there. But for now, let's get on with the video. So we're going to start off by skipping through the eeny meeny miny mo section of the part of the video, just because the writers have said it's got nothing to do with it. And with that said, let's move on to the actual first point. We're going to start off where Negan is stood in the final POV scene and the angle that he stood. So we can tell by the angle he's pointing towards Glenn, Rosita, Daryl and Michonne. We can tell he's doing this on purpose because he's trying to be the big feared bloke, and he wants everyone to be scared of him, so he's not going to look away, talk to someone side on or with his back facing him. So we've got Robert Kirkman, the writer. He said the character is very beloved to everyone who's going to die. This rules out Aaron because we've only just met him, we don't really have a real connection or attachment to him. We're also going to rule out Rosita and Sasha for the same reasons. Now, I think Abraham is complete badass, but not everybody loves him, so we're going to rule him out as well. Kirkman, he also said the person who died will have a massive impact on the group. Glenn, obviously massive impact, relationship with Rick, relationship with Maggie. Maggie's pregnant, also the same goes for Maggie. We're going to be looking at this in more of a relationship type of thing more than badass killing machines. But with that said, we're going to rule out Rosita and we're going to rule out Daryl. I know everyone loves Daryl in the fan base, but in the actual season, as far as it goes, he's a good tracker, he's a good hunter, he's great at killing zombies, he's silent and deadly, but he doesn't really have a relationship with anyone in the group. He's more of a loner type, and we're going to rule him out for that factor. Michonne would obviously impact the group a great deal. She's in a relationship with Rick, and also Carl sees her as a second mother after Laurie's death. She's also one of the best fighters in the group, so we can't leave that out, and we're just going to keep that as a solid run. We're going to keep Rick and Carl in. Obviously, they'd make a huge impact to the group. Rick's the leader, and Carl, he's the child. He's been there for a long time. He's got a relationship with most people in the group. So we're going to rule out Eugene. I'm going to think Eugene's safe. He doesn't really have a massive impact on the group. He knows how to make bullets, but he's already told them how to do this. So if we did lose him, he wouldn't be as huge of an impact as, say, Glenn, Rick or someone else. So now we're going to move on to the part where Negan is talking about someone taking it like a champ after he takes his first swing. From this we can work out that we're going to rule out Maggie. She's injured, she's going to be hurt, she's not going to be able to get up from the next swing. Right, okay, we're also going to rule out Daryl for the exact same reason. He's injured and I don't think he's going to be able to take it. Carl, on the other hand, he is just a child. He's not injured, but just because he is a child and he's not that strong, I don't think he will be able to take it. So that leaves us with our final three. We are down to Glenn, Michonne and Rick. Those are our three choices for who's going to die. Okay, so now if we look at the part where Negan says, if anyone moves, cut the boy's eye out and feed it to his father. When Negan is saying this, he clearly moves his right arm up. This is to point towards Carl, I feel. And if you look at the angle where he stood, if he was facing Glenn, he would be more pointing towards Maggie, Abraham. But if he's in the Daryl, Michonne kind of area, when he points up right, he will be pointing towards Carl. This is one of the first points that I've given to Michonne dying, just because we've already ruled out Daryl. Obviously he wouldn't be able to take the first hit, so that does rule him out quite strongly and quite quickly. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the point of view shots. So when Daryl and Michonne are getting taken out of the van before they are placed next to the others, you get this point of view which The Walking Dead never really does, and you can see this hunched over person with hair, and when they open the door you can see Daryl getting dragged out, and right behind him is Michonne, and this leads me to believe that this is linked in to the final POV, because The Walking Dead don't really use POV, and just the POV in the back of a van really makes no sense. It would just make more sense just to open the van and have him dragged out as more of a shock value rather than a point of view, which means nothing unless linked in at the end of POV scene. So one of the final points is going to be that Glenn dies in the comics at this stage. Obviously we all know this, but we get to this point where Negan says to Rick, "Don't you hate it when you don't know what's going to happen?" This is kind of like a misleading wink to the audience saying, yeah, we think you think Glenn's going to die, he dies at this stage in the comic, but we are not following the comic book. We have extra characters, we haven't been to certain places that they've been to in the comic books. Obviously other people have died off in different times. For example, Shane was supposed to die in the first episode, where instead he actually dies in the season 2 finale. So that kind of is just proof that they're not following the comic and anything can happen, and I think this is what this statement is towards. So for the final point I just want to make is when Negan looks to his left and he says, "You can breathe," he's saying this to Glenn. You can tell this, and there's no one else on Glenn's right, so it's clearly to Glenn about when he jumped out when Maggie was threatened. Then he looks to his right and he says, "You can blink." This is because Abraham's kneeled tall, looking him dead in the eye, not blinking at all, and he's ready to take this hit. Abraham wants to take this hit, but Negan's telling him to blink. So this leaves us with the 3 in between Glenn and Abraham. This leaves us with Rosita, Daryl and Michonne. We've already rolled out Rosita. She's got no impact on the audience or the group really, not as much as the writers have led us to believe is going to happen. We've ruled out Daryl. He wouldn't be able to take the hit. He's already been injured, which just leaves us with Michonne. So that's my theory on Michonne